How do you feel like about, I guess you've had 2 exhibitions now, you won both of them. Obviously there's things good and bad to take away, but how do you feel ramping up now for regular season preparation?
Yeah, honestly I'm pretty excited. I think our team is looking really well. We've been, working on a lot of things off the field that I think are translating onto the field, and so it's just nice to kind of see all the pieces fit together, see everybody firing on all cylinders together. I think we added some really good pieces this year, and so it was exciting to kind of see where everybody fits in, and I think we're doing a good job of everybody coming together and finding a role.
Coach Walker admits there was a risk in the way he put the schedule together because there's a chance that there's not a lot of success because of the level of competition, but he also feels like there's a caveat to it that it might make you guys better in the long run. What's your mindset as you A, saw it, and then B, as you're getting ready to face it?
Yeah, honestly I'm really excited. I'm a really competitive person, and I think that runs true throughout our team. I think we're going to rise to the challenge. We're not going to shy away from it, and I think we're all really excited just to prove ourselves and show everybody that we're able to compete with high-level teams, and so the ability to showcase that is going to be really exciting. So I'm excited to see how we compete throughout the year.
Is there part of you that feels like this is the only way to elevate the program, is just to go after the big dogs and see what's what?
To an extent, I think we did really well in Big East play last year, and so the next step maybe is to try to knock off some of those maybe bigger schools, Power Fours, and I think we're capable of that. So we just got to show up on the field and do what we need to do and compete. But as far as elevating the program, I think we've done well. Competing honestly with whoever. Starting off the year strong with 2 wins is a good way to start. And I think we're just all excited to continue to push and continue to take those next steps to compete with the bigger schools.
What are the next steps tangibly? What are the goals for this team in terms of, you got a million kids and your girls back, you got good load, right?
Yes. Next steps for sure. We want to make the NCAA tournament. So through that, we have to obviously compete really well throughout the year. Jimmy put together a really competitive schedule for a reason, and so if we do what we need to do at the beginning of the year, it's a chance we can get into the NCAA tournament that way. And then obviously, we want to finish higher in Big East. We want to win a Big East championship. It's been a while since our program has done that, and so I think just finding ways that we can compete every day in order to take that step and win a Big East championship.
And you mentioned that you guys were working stuff off the field that would help you out. Like, for example, what are some of those things?
So we started training and putting in a lot of effort with our sports psychologist, and so diving into that, the mental side of things, has been.
How does that help? Help?
I think obviously with the schedule that we put together, it can be a little bit intimidating, but so investing in our mental game and just realizing we play soccer, there's so many things that go into that, but taking a step back and really focusing on our individual mindsets going into games, finding ways just to solve problems on the field, building relationships, doing all those things. That's really helpful too.
One of the captains. Normally when they say all of last season, they mean just the games, but it was literally day 2 of training. You had to miss the whole shebang. How does it feel to be back after literally having to sit so long and kind of watch everything play out? What's it feel like?
Yeah, honestly, I'm really excited to get going. Day 2 preseason last year, coming out of what I thought would be a great last year of mine with an ACL, MCL injury. Obviously not what I wanted, but I was glad that I could be there for my teammates, cheer them on all year, and then I knew I wanted to come back stronger and be ready to go. So, yeah.
You knew right away that you wanted to come back. You kind of made that decision.
I told Jimmy.
You might have made it before you had surgery.
I told Jimmy, I was I'm coming back. No doubt about it. So.
Is it just because that's not the way you wanted to end, or was there something else that kind of?
Yeah, no, I feel like Jimmy just kind of light a spark in me, and with soccer and this team that he's just built around a strong culture. I felt like I just didn't want to end that way, and I knew that I was strong enough to come back, and my teammates were there to support me, and so yeah, it was an easy decision to just come back.
Not to say anything about before, but you said you lit a spark. Was the spark maybe the fire dying a little bit before last year, and maybe you just got reignited, or maybe found the passion again to re-love the sport?
Honestly, the way that our team was going before Jimmy came was not in the way that I would have wanted, and I wasn't as happy, so Jimmy coming in definitely changed that for me. reignited the spark for soccer for me personally, and just kind of made me love the game again, even more.
You mentioned ACL and MCL. How hard was it to get back to where you're at right now in this window? I mean, it seems like you're fit, you're ready, you're regular season ready. That's a tight window to get that rehab done. How did you do it?
Yeah, thankfully the timing was honestly a blessing. Tore it like in July, end of July. Got surgery 2 weeks later. So actually Thursday will be exactly 1 year from surgery. So it's honestly the perfect amount of time. I've had Scott Bankers behind me, my trainers, my PTs, my coach, my teammates, all behind me, with no doubt that I could make it. So it was hard mentally, physically, and emotionally, but yeah, I feel good.
Anything else?
What do you feel like the team took away from last year with Jimmy's first year as coach that you can use this year?
Honestly, a lot of hope and a lot of just like positive direction. Like we ended like 10th or 11th 2 years ago, and Jimmy came in and we ended 4th in the conference, which is like a big change, a really good change. And with Jimmy, I feel like we all trust him, and the way he wants to put this program is just, I don't know, it's exciting.
How good can you guys be?
I mean, first in conference, I think we can win the Big East and then make it to NCAA.
Why do you say that?
Because I have full trust in Jimmy and what he wants to do for us, and I have full trust in our team, and I believe that we can do it.
Would you said that last year, or maybe the year before? You wouldn't have said that last year, would you, or the year before, maybe?
Not 2 years ago.
Yeah.
No. Last year, I would have said maybe top 4, which is
Yeah.
exactly what we did. This year, I feel like we're definitely there. We can do it.
Do you think that maybe with all your experience, you're more of a circle like target? Like people know who you guys are all about, and you got a lot of returners back. You're now a known commodity. You're not gonna sneak up on them.
Last year, I think we definitely snuck up on
Yeah.
people. I don't think they expected us to come in as good as we were. This year, we'll definitely have a target on our back. I think people will expect us to come in a lot better, but I don't know. We don't shy away from that. So.
Anything else, Rob?
Yeah. What's your assessment of the 180 minutes you guys have had of kind of match play so far, and kind of seeing some of the things that are clicking, and some of the things that are still short?
Yeah, it's really exciting. Like you can see the relationships forming, the grittiness of us on the team. We've got people coming from the bench that are making the game, higher, if not keeping it at the same pace. And Thursday, we just come to kick Oklahoma's butt. I don't know. We're ready for that. So.
Second year head coach, Jimmy Walker. Coach, just want to give us an update on how training's been the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, good. I feel like we're further ahead than last season for sure. We've got some good depth, good experience returning, and we've added some really good players as well to the squad. So excited, feel like we're in a good spot. But Thursday will be the test to see where we're at.
I kind of want to pick up where she left off because I think it's an extension of what you tried to develop here. She said, time to go kick Oklahoma's butt. You want to be that chippy, gritty team. You established that day one. Last year you said you wanted to be unpleasant to play against.
Yeah.
How do you feel like the team is kind of starting to embody that idea?
Yeah, well, we had training today. We've ended up with a dislocated shoulder and a chipped tooth, so I think they're definitely getting after it, more so to a level where we're having to tell them to calm it down.
Okay.
So that's a good thing. It was rare I had to do that last year, so the intensity level's for sure there. I really do want teams to come away and go, I don't like playing against Creighton. I know in years past it might not have always been a tough team to play against, but that's one of our goals every time we step on the field. We want teams to hate players, and we don't want it to be nice when they play us. We want it to be physical, we want it to be intense, and then the other side to it this year, on top of the physical intensity, can we play a bit better soccer as well when we have the ball? So it's that intensity, and when you're winning it, you're intense, and you're tense when you're going in for tackles, but as soon as you win it, can we relax and play our game as well? So.
How much easier is this month for you as compared to last month, last year at this time? I mean, last year you're just kind of swimming in it and making sure you set the foundation. Now the returners at least knows what to expect, right? Is that how much easier is that?
Yeah, not just the returners, but also the transfer players. They were brought in a couple of older players, one from a previous school who knew me anyway, and then a couple of others from the ACC and the SEC that have got really good experience. So we're not quite teaching as much as what we were this time last year. We are looking at a different system of play, but we're not teaching them as much this year. Most of them now, when we're going out there, is just coaching the session in regards to having to break it down too far like we were last year. I think that's where I think we're a little bit further ahead already for this season.
What's it like having that back? I mean, just not even just back, but like ready to make an impact back in front of, you know, it seemed like that was a gut punch right out of the gate last year. You know, she's the heart and soul. She's been that. And now you have her available. What's that?
Yeah, just amazing to have her back. Not only is she a really good player, but she's an unbelievable leader and an unbelievable human. I mean, every time she walks into a room, she brightens the room. She's just got an unbelievable personality. She's pleasant, she's bright, she's enthusiastic, and she brings that to the session, and that other players see that and bring that to it as well. So it's so nice having her back, because she's a great player, great leader, a captain for us, and hoping that she's ready to go Thursday.
She mentioned that maybe this year you won't be able to perhaps sneak up on people or whatever, that people are going to expect what they saw last year, maybe an extension. Do you have to communicate that to your team, or do they know that people are going to know what we're all about?
People will know that. We've talked about that. They know what they're going to get out of Creighton, I think, so that we can't come away from doing that. I don't, because teams will come into games against us now and physically try to get in with us. We've got to match that all the time, no matter who we play. But you're not going to surprise anybody year two. We did go under the radar last year because we'd finished 11th and finishing 4th, so we won't be able to surprise anybody this year. But I also think with the experience we've got and that hunger of having a taste last year, I'm hoping that gets us back to the same spot, and can we build off of that and go a bit further this year.
Yeah, do you talk verbally about like your expectations? Hey, we want to make the tournament, we want to make it, not only make the NCAA tournament, but make a run. I mean, do you talk about it, or are you the coach that doesn't, hey, let's not even talk about that, let's worry about the day?
Well, I think you can talk about that. I think there's no problem talking about that to your players and understanding. Last year I wouldn't have done that. Knowing the last 2 games of the season, we could have gotten the NCAA tournament if we'd have won. But I asked the captains last year, should we speak about that? And they said, no, I don't think that team could handle that pressure. Whereas this year, it's like, hey, we know if we beat Oklahoma on Thursday, that gives us a foothold into maybe if we have a good season, that could be a win that helps get you in. If we don't beat Oklahoma, that could be one that comes back to haunt us. So every game we play has got NCAA aspirations on it, and the more we win, the better we're going to be, and the better our resume becomes when you go into Big East. But either way, if we don't do well in the Big East, these games won't help us. So we've got to do well in the Big East and do well in the non-conference schedule too.
You opened the season on Thursday against Oklahoma. What have you seen on film from them?
Yeah, that's the hardest part, because there is no film this year, and no one shares scouts the first game of the season. So I've coached against their coach before, so I have a good idea of what we're going to get. He knocked me out of the NCAA tournament on penalties a couple of years ago, so it'd be nice to get another chance at him and his team, because I know they're going to be very physical. We know they're going to be very organised, very aggressive. They're going to play very direct. That's why we trained the way we did today, knowing that it was going to be a really physical matchup. And I think in years past we've sometimes gone out to games and played the logo, and maybe been a wee bit intimidated by the teams we play in. So we're trying to get it into them. Yeah, it's Oklahoma. Yes, they're powerful. Yes, Oklahoma is expected to beat us on Thursday. But why not us? Why not us going into there and knocking them off on Thursday night? Why not? I know they're going to be a good team, and it's going to take a special performance to beat them. But we're certainly capable of doing it.